Ya'u'uma e uda, peace to the goddesses and gods. It's your boy Chinzera Yudi, aka The One. And today we got my first official reaction video going up on YouTube. And today we're going to be reacting to Just PearlyThings channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out now. She's got plenty of good reaction videos, podcasts, and what you would call red pill content. And recently she had a very interesting panel with co-hosts Sneako, Justin Waller, and there's one other, I don't know if he's from the UK. I think he's from the UK. One other brother, but they had a really good panel. And she asked, do feminists crave destruction? Right. And I thought it was really, really deep because you have Sneako, who is known for being an antagonist, but also very intuitive and asks good questions. Justin Waller, your stoic, rich dude, right? So it was a really good panel. And Pearl always asks good questions, very thought-provoking questions. So we're gonna get right into that. All right, family. So also drop a like, share this video, subscribe, please, please, please. We're trying to get to it. So let's get to it.
The whole point of feminism is to eradicate the importance of men, and I don't see anything as destructive as eradicating the importance of men in society. That's a simple way to put it.
Okay, so we know she's slightly based coming into it.
100%.
Did you actually agree, or are you just trying to get to the next person?
No, I agree with what she's saying. I think that I think the term feminism has been almost changed in modern day time and made into almost like women need to overpower men and women need to take over the world kind of energy.
I hear that. No, I don't agree.
Okay, what do you think?
Feminism is made to empower women and show men the importance of women in society.
What's the importance of women in society?
What?
That's what I'm saying.
What's the importance of women in society?
We are society.
That's not that.
Pause. Proved my point. See, Sneako he's an intentional. Here, let me see if I can. All right, family. That was my point. Sneako he's an intentional antagonist, but it's to open up dialogue. It's to pick your brain, see where you're at, right? And so he knows if he has someone who will outwardly call themselves a feminist, then he's going to be able to ask you specific questions for specific reactions.
But what's your importance? What's your role in society? If it's so important, that's the point of empowering.
Funny. Where would the world be without women?
Now that's
like, where would you've come from a woman? You've learned most of what growing up. Who brought you up? Was it your mother or your father? Who's got core duties? Why do men go so hard?
So, the importance of a woman is motherhood.
No, not just motherhood. Come back to me. I have to think about it. But
what's your importance? What's your role in society? If it's so important, that's the point of empowering you. What's your role?
Well, I'm not being funny. Where would the world be without women? Like, where would you've come from a woman? You've learned most of what growing up. Who brought you up? Was it your mother or your father? Who's got core duties? Why do men go so hard?
So,
and she's not wrong. That's facts. But to open up your presence on this podcast to say women are society, come on, that's not really based. You see what I'm saying? Obviously the motherhood is important. Obviously all of these things I'm willing to even say that women were here before men. I know if all your Bible believers are going to say Adam before, no, I'll say women were here first. Women were running shit first, and we became the manifestation that they wanted within the physical. But that's a conversation for another day. A lot of people are not ready for that. But to open up your statement with women are society, we know going forward where your head's at. But she wasn't.
The importance of a woman is motherhood.
No, not just motherhood. Come back to me. I have to think about it. But women,
you seem pretty set in stone on that. I think we just saw feminism in real time. You said that our role is really important, and then you just said motherhood, that existed before the feminist movement. Motherhood has always been important.
Yeah,
it's always been respected.
You're right, and it's pinnacle. How do you think the world's going to continue to go on without motherhood?
We agree. So
would you be here if you didn't have a mother?
We agree 100%.
Exactly.
So what has the feminist movement done to prove that?
Well, the feminist movement, if you're talking about what's it?
What's going on now? The empowerment, all this girl boss thing that's going on right now.
No, that's modern feminism. That's what it's evolved to. But feminism in itself is made to make the world see the value of women.
They used to plan assassinations in the early 1900s.
Well, feminists.
You know what I'm saying? Pearl doesn't even be realizing she's red pill.
Yeah.
There's terrorist groups that are men and women. You know, it's equality, isn't it? Women can be terrorists too.
True.
That's why I think feminists don't want all of the same things. We're all very different women. We have different experiences, different careers, different wants. So if you start saying feminism, you start labeling everybody, it's a problem. Because a black woman's freaking experience is not the same as a white woman. So our feminism doesn't look the same. So when everybody's saying, oh, women empower yourselves, we can't empower ourselves the same way. Some women work, some don't. Some women are mothers, some women are not mothers. It's like, don't put me under the same umbrella.
What is a black woman? What does that have to do with feminism?
It has to do with feminism because, for example, for me, just knowing the difference between my empowerment and the empowerment of my white girlfriends, it's very different. I have bigger struggles to overcome. So when somebody's telling me, oh, feminism, empower yourself, we're all the same. No, we're not. We're quite different. The same.
See, this is the issue. You want to say you're a divine goddess queen, but then you open up with this. Regardless of your story, you don't have to open with that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's seen some shit. Everybody's been through some shit. Why 2 minutes into this debate do you do the whole race thing? You got to learn how to separate it. You got to learn, and this is the problem within our community. We don't know how to separate feminine energy from divine feminine energy.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Way that I don't believe that racism is actually something that many people should be speaking on, because even that black experience is totally different depending on where you're from, what class you come from. So women are not all the same just because we are women.
This is like everything you're saying is why people think that feminists are just chatting. Because like, what does racism?
I'm not a feminist, so I don't really care. And I brought feminism as a comparison point because I'm just trying to explain that when you put people in the same bag every single time, it causes problems. So you don't actually get to understand what the genuine problem is, and you start saying, oh, we want this, but then you don't know what
it's victim mindset.
Yeah.
Excuse the lag, family. We're just gonna let that video catch up a little bit. But even if you notice, just look right next to her. Look at the first two girls that spoke, and they're already like, "Yo, this is long, bro. This is long. Where is she going with this?"
It's having a victim mindset. I'm black. I'm a woman. I need empowerment. I need this to move forward.
No, it's not victimization. It's a fact. Just open because up with I know I lived that experience. You may not. And on top of that, I'm also an immigrant, so I already know that my experience is different. So when I'm talking about empowerment,
and you're an immigrant
I don't look at it.
There's a lot of ways you're victimizing yourself.
I'm not victimized. I'm empowering myself because I'm a G. I made it through the problem. I don't really care about whether or not it was a situation.
But that's wokeness. You empower yourself by victimizing yourself.
No, I empower myself by understanding that perhaps I may have a bigger hill to climb, so I'll train harder.
It's what you're leading with, though. It's certainly what you're leading with. Your race, your gender, and your immigration.
Of course.
You're leading with that. Is that your identity?
You can understand that when I'm a feminist too.
What about what you've done in the world instead of all of these other things?
I've done a lot of things in the world.
See, look, the opening question, do feminists crave destruction? And now we're on a whole race rant. And this is why there are race relation issues. Because ain't nobody really talking about none. You're not at the heart of the issue. You're not at the heart of race issues. And who's to say you haven't experienced some form of bullying, racism, even mild to extreme oppression? But that doesn't have to be your identity. It is not what you have to lead with, right? In a whole race relations rants over I feel like.
Then why not lead with those?
I'm an educator as well.
Okay,
and I understand the difference between me going into that job versus other people. I work with different types of racism. What I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to make this about racism. I'm simply making a comparison to explain.
But you did.
No.
You certainly did.
And let me tell you why. Because I'm making a comparison. So it's an analogy to explain another problem. When you put everybody in the same basket, it doesn't work. That's why feminism doesn't work. It's not a good thing because I don't.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Feminism is pretty cap for the most part, because a lot of people are just claiming feminism under the banner of wanting to be in a socialist group.
relate to feminists.
Because the problems are not just
them.
caused by gender, the problems are caused by these other factors that you're talking about.
Yes, but it's caused by so many different things. There's different elements to it, so don't box me in. So that's why I don't think feminism is good. You neglect the people that actually do need empowering.
And I don't think it's fair to say that she shouldn't lead with her race and all of these things, because when you look at us, the first thing you do see is my race. If I am a TV presenter, you're not going to look at me first as a TV presenter.
It's the first thing I see when it's the first thing you say. When I see you, I see a woman. I don't see a black girl.
Maybe that's just you, but the majority are going to already have this stigma of me because I'm a black woman.
But here's the problem with you doing that, and I say this with love, but if you have that top of mind all the time, you're going to suppress yourself.
Time out. Even fall into that. He said, I don't see a black girl.
Gotcha, bitch.
You fell into the trap, and that's an example that you falling into a trap as well, brother. You kind of fell into that one. He gonna try to save it, but he fell into that one a little bit. Just don't, brother. Just from brother to brother, from light skin to white skin, brother. Don't even fall into that trap, bro. Just leave it be. Go around that, but don't do the whole. I don't see color. I don't see black girl.
But that's literally, that's life. Like,
you're gonna suppress yourself.
We can't change it, and that is life.
That's like me assuming that y'all are gonna hate me because I'm a straight white male. Why would I think that about you guys when we could just get along?
So I don't understand, like, why are you being so challenging when I said
because I hate to hear it coming out of your mouth, because it's a poisonous thing for you to think.
And I'm putting myself next to feminists, and I'm saying whatever your empowerment movement is not the same as mine. So don't actually label me to be in that situation and say, oh, women want this.
Oh, I'm not labeling you.
But nobody was talking about this. Look at Sneako's face. Like, bro, Pearl, this is not what you told me I was coming here to do. Because nobody was talking about this.
I'm simply telling you exactly what you said.
No.
Exactly what you said. What do you think about feminine?
I said
I'm black. I'm an immigrant. All this bullshit. That's literally what you just said.
That's exactly what you said.
Okay, let me rephrase it so you can understand it. Okay,
please.
So essentially, if I stand next to a feminist, for example, a white woman that
I don't relate to you because I'm black.
Okay, wait. Let me finish. Can I finish?
You're about to say I can't box myself in with you because I'm black.
That's not what I'm saying.
Say it then.
What I'm saying is, I am not the same woman as you. What I want and what I see to be empowerment is not the same. Whether it's culturally, whether it's racially, whether it's professionally, academically, personally, whatever. We are all very different. Women cannot be boxed into the same box because we're not the same.
Because you're different races?
Because of different experiences as women.
So you're making an anti-feminist, you're making an anti-feminist argument, but you want to have
He literally just said, this is StreamYard tweaking right now. He literally just said, you're going to say you can't box me in and we're not the same because I'm a black woman. And she said, no, that's not what I'm going to say. And then proceeded to say that. And the other girl in the back, Sneako, said, this is what you're going to say. And she's in the back said, yes. Just talking to talk. DeNalva got red flag number 6.
Have other things to complain about.
I've got
a lot of victim
balance.
Yeah.
I know the things that are not right, and I know the things that are right. It's not just black and white. There's gray areas in the middle. That's why I mentioned, for example, things like race is a gray area in the middle that makes it say, oh yeah, feminism may not actually be as accurate as people are saying. That is why people come across feminists and they don't know what they want, because one wants this, the other one wants this, and the other one wants this, because they are different. And that is why feminism, in my opinion, is destructive.
And I don't think she's playing victim. I think she's just acknowledging a serious issue in society.
What about racism?
Yes. Are we going to act like racism doesn't exist?
Yeah, it doesn't. No, racism is not a problem. That's how they keep people broken at the bottom and arguing about nothing and thinking that they're victims all the time.
And that sounds like a problem.
It's not a problem. When you believe it, your existence...
And it's a problem then, isn't it?
Okay. My point is, your existence is a sum of your beliefs and your thoughts. And if you're always thinking that I'm a victim because I'm black, I'm not a feminist because of this, I'm an immigrant, then you know what's going to happen? You're going to stay poor, you're going to stay unhappy, and you're going to see racism everywhere. At a certain level of wealth and at a certain level of status, people never discuss things like race. People never discuss, like, I'm an immigrant, so it was hard. You just want to get to the next point.
Yeah, that's why racism is a problem.
Winners only see green. Because the truth of the matter is, like, I own a business, right? I have a bunch of employees. If somebody turns up and does their job and they're profitable for my company, I cannot afford to give a fuck about their race, religion, hair, gender, any of that stuff, because it's too hard to find people that work really hard. So a great example of that is LeBron James has been in the NBA for years because he puts out motherfucking results.
Okay, but
and he's not worried. And he's not worried and living, oh, I'm black, I can't play in the league. But you could say that for I know plenty of successful young black men. And one thing I have a super super big heart for is I played college football. And I cannot stand to see people put those young men in a box and tell them from the jump that they are not going to have a good shot at life just because they're black.
Can I ask you a
that
question?
That is putting them in a box from the beginning and lying to them.
Sorry. Do you think that LeBron James had the same journey as his white teammates?
What white teammates? You want to talk about exclusion? How many white people are in the NBA?
I can't think of one.
Wait.
My problem is telling young black men that they don't have a shot because they're black is literally handicapping them from the jump, and I won't stand for it.
That's in America. In the UK, it's very different, my friend. In the UK, that's why I say you shouldn't box people in and talk about generally because culturally,
I call bullshit though. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
It's true.
An owner of a company, whether it's a sports team or a normal business, cannot afford to choose somebody or not choose somebody based off their race or gender.
But that's not true.
No, let me tell you why. Because the way that you make money in the sport is you win fucking championships.
Reggie, you don't watch football. Some of the best players in the UK, they don't get the ratings. For example, in the World Cup, 3 black players scored. But when England was eliminated from the World Cup, those 3 players were the ones that were blamed. And all the white players were the ones that were celebrated. Because that actually does happen in this country. So that's why race is actually important.
I don't know anything about soccer. But I'll say this.
Sorry, so are both of you trying to say racism doesn't exist? Or are you trying to encourage us?
You believing that you're a victim holds you back more than any of the actual racism that exists in society.
I'm not a victim because I'm black.
This is it's really just poor people coping that like racism, this is why I'm not successful, this is why I'm unhappy, it's because of systematic oppression. That mindset will hold you back more than any white systems.
I do agree with that mindset. That mindset will hold you back.
It's going to hold you back.
Way more than
right and wrong. The mindset holds you back more. Mind over matter, most definitely. But to say if having a bad mentality holds you back more than systematic oppression is not really. That's kind of a stretch, my boy. That's because we break that down. That goes down generationally, and as you being a minority, you know that's not necessarily true. You know for a fact that's not necessarily true. Yes, you don't lead with that. Don't let that be your identity. You got to find balance. It's all about balance right now. You see what I'm saying? But are you saying that racism doesn't exist? Yo, come on, family. Hey, come on, family.
Say is racism does exist.
Absolutely. It exists everywhere.
It does exist. It exists everywhere. But obviously, I wouldn't call myself a
It exists everywhere, but why are you leading with that when you got slaves all around the planet right now, real life modern day slavery, and you're sitting up here on a millionaire's podcast and you want to see that's the issue. Like dudes are like, can we just come here to talk about what we're getting paid to talk about? Time out. Let me deal with this. You don't get to just call yourself a queen, right? Like just like a man's reality has to reflect itself, so does your reality. And this is what women do not understand about the sexual marketplace. They don't understand their position. They don't understand how men and women both coexist in it and how the opposite genders view each other. That is the problem with women, especially if you are a beautiful, good-looking woman. A woman, especially one that has results, right? Then your reality is going to be skewed depending on where you rank amongst that grade scale, right? What you actually are and what you think you are, because maybe you slept with a millionaire, maybe you dated a millionaire. You see what I'm saying? Now you think that's what is going to wife you? No, there's a reason that you just slept or dated with them. There's a reason that you do not have a millionaire's ring on your finger, and this is what you see in modern relationships. This is what women have a problem with distinguishing.
I'm a feminist, I'm an immigrant, and this is why I'm where I'm at. It makes us feel better about our position in life. But if you let go of those attachments and just understand that the world is what you make it, you will succeed and you will be better. These ways, so like racism, it's all garbage. It's all meant to keep us like down and at the bottom. The Black Lives Matter movement, for example, was all garbage, all a psyop, all of it was a scam. Same with the feminist movement. Any of these ideologies that people grasp on to feel better, same thing with all these people talking about Ukraine and Russia. Like, you're not going to change it. Just go get some money and start a family and just stop attaching yourself to stuff that you have no control over.
Bam. Now that's fire. That's fire, Sneako talking that talk. Sometimes he tries. I don't like when he gets too political, because when Sneako gets political, he really just be going off talking points he didn't see on YouTube, and he don't really be knowing what he's talking about. Like, racism does not exist. That's just a poor man's. No, that's not. And that's not, don't, it's a little bit of a reach, God. That's a little bit, you my boy, but that's a little bit of a reach, God.
And that's the point. And he's dead on because, like,
interesting. Do you know why racism actually exists? Because
nobody said it didn't exist.
Wait.
It's not a way to lead your identity.
It's actually very annoying.
Red flag 14 for Denalva. Wee! Denalva has upgraded from a red flag. She no longer has a red flag. She now has the red alarm. She just has infinite red alarm. That's just what's going to come up for Denalva. Okay, family? Okay, family? These are the type, you can still be one of our beloved sisters, but there is a difference between queens and goddesses and sisters and females and ladies. And this is what they do not understand. This is what women do not understand right here, is that there is a difference.
But there's a difference.
There is a difference. You don't get to determine what you are. Men determine what you are. And your reality will reflect that. But the fact that you have been sitting up here for 10 minutes talking about nothing reflects that you are not a goddess. I'm sorry, but you're not a goddess. Just because the color of your skin does not make you a goddess. You're not a girl, goddess, boss, queen, feminist, queen. It's not how this thing works. I'm sorry. The Matrix has got you. Look. Denalva. Take a black pill or a gold pill. Right now, my guess, queen, is that you need a black pill because you are lost in the whole identity crisis thing. All right, you have been attacked. Come back to the dark side, queen. You need a black pill. Get here. Right, and this is the sidetracking. This is the backroading that they'll try to do to get away from real discussions, and that is a red flag. That is an issue. That is an issue. If I ask you a question, don't answer a question with a question. That's disingenuous, right? Let's have a grown conversation, and that's what they're avoiding here. This is why she wants to bring in emotions and race and feelings, so that we don't have to deal, so that she doesn't have to deal with the real issue. Yes, you got some feminist tendencies.
What people don't understand is that sometimes you're walking amongst black people, or even sometimes
buzz her. Infinite red flag. Avoid this, man. Avoid this at all costs. You will age twice as fast. You will become twice as weak as a man. Your balls will shrink, literally, bro. Avoid this.
the black person will go into a shop and the security guy will look at them and follow them. They don't even know they're looking at prints because they look at a black person. No, this the only problem
it's pattern
is
recognition.
No. Listen. Yeah, the problem is that with this whole idea of racism, what people talk about. For me, I find racism to be an insult because people look at the color of my skin and they assume I'm lower than what I am. Actually, but
no, they don't.
No, they actually do. They actually do.
But coming from the two girls that brought up race, though, that's the thing.
I brought up race
you bring up race immediately. The show been going on 5 minutes, and you both bring up black. I never in my mind was all like.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? You said it like they. Who is they?
Just overall, the general population in this country, at least.
So would you say like everyone? Would you say like everyone in this room?
I don't think that's.
That's the issue. Just let them talk. Just let them talk. The more you talk, the more your enemies can know about you. I haven't heard right here. I have not heard her say a word. She asked if racism was not a real thing like 3 times. But other than that, she was pretty based. Hasn't said a word. And there's more people in the background too. I'm pretty sure. I think there's more women on the panel that you can't see. Watch her end up being based as hell. Watch her end up being based. She didn't start off well, but the more you talk, the more your enemies can know about you. She's gone on all these side tangents, all these rants. Now she's about to get back in to how she's oppressed as a black woman in America, sitting on a millionaire's podcast. Pearl has the best podcast in London, and you've been on here like 5+ times. You were on here with Andrew Tate and Brittany Renner, I'm pretty sure. But watch her go on and act like she's... Watch. It's not about the look. It's not about it's about the personnel. It's about the character. It's about the energy that's going to suck you dry every day. You're going to become... Let me stop.
It's true. I don't think that's true in London.
No, I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you why. They hear my accent a lot of the time. They see my skin tone.
I just want to know who they.
Wait, people, just people in general. I get this more often.
I met you in London, so I'm asking you, like, they. Is that this room? Is that like everyone in here just met you today?
They. I mean, this is the people that don't matter to me. I don't need to know their names.
And I'm just saying, this is a good sample size of people. These are all random people. Like, you know, I know we know each other, but
of course,
outside of that,
of course, I relate to a lot of these girls.
Could you be projecting insecurities onto other people and making assumptions about what people think about you? Because when I met you, I didn't think, oh, she's lower or she's anything else, you know, whatever. I mean, I just thought, yeah, cool girl, nice cat.
I thought good TV.
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah. No, you didn't think good TV. I'll explain to you why, and this is the same thing with.
And now she's gonna keep going. I don't know what she's gonna talk. We might have to fast forward for it. But I don't remember I forget where that brother's from. If he's from the UK, but he says a lot of good stuff. He's on Pearl's podcast a lot, even if he's just in the background. But I like him. Real smooth, good accent.
Then that links more into feminism, is that I just don't like the fact that people assume less of my capabilities based on something.
I don't know that they do.
No, and this is the thing.
I'll tell you who her. She's the one that put it out in the universe, not us.
Let me tell you. It's not.
This is victim mindset.
Literally what she said.
It's not. Listen. My biggest comments, guys, you guys are troublesome. My biggest comments is like, look at this stupid girl. What does she know? I told Mr. King Richards that I could fix a Bentley, and he laughed. Well, how could you? Why? Because I'm a girl. That's the thing. So feminism, what I think feminism is.
So it's King Rich's.
Then why not say? Why not respond to King Rich and say, because I have the skill set?
Yes, and that's the whole point. That's why feminism as well. What the girls are trying to say.
What is the point?
Listen. What I believe girls are trying to say is that, listen, don't look at the fact that I'm a girl. I've got the skill set, so respect me for my skill set.
Then lead with it.
That's it. And I
lead with that. I have the skills.
Of course. And the only reason why I mention my race is to separate myself from normal feminists.
Most women don't have the skill set to fix a car. Can we just call a spade a spade? It's not feminism holding us back. It's us choosing not to get that skill. So people assume that.
But I don't know how you link that to me saying that feminism is holding us back.
No, because you were saying that, like, people assume that you couldn't fix a people assume that you couldn't fix a BMW.
Yeah.
And somehow that's tied to who cares? Say that women have more freedom than men.
Yeah,
and that's where it becomes destructive, because it seems now that the power balance has shifted. It's more into the feminine, and then guys are actually being disadvantaged now.
I do think that's the problem with modern day feminism. I think that everyone wants women empowerment, and I'm for women empowerment, but we can't pick and choose when we want feminism to take place. Say, for example, like, we want a man to provide for us and care for us, and some people might want to be a housewife, but then also you want the other side of it, and you want to take control in the relationship, or vice versa.
And it's back to my point of the 50 years ago, 100 years ago, when your ancestors and your great-great-great-grandmothers were sitting there in the kitchen, unable to do anything. Like, feminism has benefited every woman in today's society.
I was about to say, I would suspect those women are happier than these women currently.
And how are they happier? They're not even here.
I would actually prefer to be where women was in the 20s, because the pressure for me as a lady to work can be very exhausting. So when you sit here and say that, oh, this is the reason why I'm here today, most women really don't. Most women, I'll be honest with you, we do all of this work, boss chick stuff, because of the pressure that this feminist woman has put on women to not be lazy and to get up and work. So when you sit here and say, oh, this is the reason why you guys are here, and most of us really don't want to be
here.
Don't forget that you're black in the 20s.
So you just went on this whole rant for her to say, yeah, I would rather be that. It is crazy.
They want to be at the same level because it's jealousy. Misery loves company. And so a lot of the friendships that women have, they aren't productive whatsoever. A lot of them are feeding garbage. When you get in a breakup, when you have problems with your boyfriend and you go talk to your girlfriends, what do they say? Leave him. Yeah. Leave him right now. Let's go to the club. They don't actually promote anything positive. They just want to bring you back down to degeneracy.
And watch out. She might text him.
I had a friend that told me to leave him, but was texting him.
Yep.
Those are female friends. And that's what's really destructive about feminism, is that you talk about female empowerment and then you guys bring each other down more than men do. That's actually the real misogyny, is you trying to destroy each other's lives and ruin each other's relationships for jealousy. We're not the misogynists because I'm speaking aggressive. It's misogynist to not want a woman to be a mother, which is the happiest state a woman could ever be in.
Well, how can you say that?
What did I say that's wrong? What is wrong about what I said?
Just say what you just said.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No.
Perfect example. You didn't even hear what I said. It's the way I said it, and now you're upset. You don't even know why you're mad.
I know what you said, but
What'd I
can you
say?
hear yourself speaking?
Okay. What did he say that was wrong?
It's how I said it, not what I said.
What did he say that was wrong?
Okay, what about all the barren women? What about women?
Watch it be how he said it and not what he said. Watch. I'll put money on it. She might squirm around it. We might do all types of hoop-de-doops and loop-de-loops and all kind of obstacles. We might run a motherfucking, we might run that whole thing. But watch, the end result gonna be, I don't like how you said it. I don't like how that made me feel. Not what he said, but how he said it. Watch. Put money on it.
That can't have kids. So what?
They're miserable.
She's useless.
Have you ever,
but those are outliers.
Have you ever spoken to a woman that can't have kids? That's barren.
Yes, I have.
They're usually miserable. They're not happy with that. And if you talk to, what percentage of women that don't have kids are happy with it? Less than 20%. So the majority of women that don't have kids are not happy. So he's right. What did he say that was wrong?
That's a perfect example of feelings over facts. She pulled the Greta Thunberg.
Tell me. What did he say that was incorrect?
She went, "How dare you?"
He exists.
What I say that was wrong?
Yeah. What did he say?
You just sound.
You're just like you're throwing out these facts like,
and you're saying girls are jealous.
A woman's sole purpose is to be a mother. Ooh.
Okay.
There's nothing more. There's nothing more. Okay. Whilst I do believe there is nothing more important than. No, actually, I don't believe that. I don't believe that there's more to women in society. And
what's more important than having children?
Well,
name 5 things.
Being healthy.
No. I'm not asking you, Janelda. What's name 5 things?
Your actual career, your dreams. From a little girl, from a child, all girls, we all have a dream. Like whatever the dream
Prince Charming, usually.
Career and dream.
Not all of us have the Prince Charming dream.
Being stable.
Okay. So wait. I just want to talk to you. So your career. What else? What else is more important?
Your mental stability.
You don't save tradition.
Your health.
We're all done for.
Your contribution to society outside of motherhood.
So you're 65.
Okay.
By yourself. Your career is more important.
Yeah, I'm a cat mom and I've got a great career. I've made my mark in this world, just like a man has. Because if a man doesn't have kids at 65, the society look at him in any way.
I agree that mental stability is important, but for me, if I hit, let's say, 30 and I have no kids, my mental stability will be very low. I will be depressed. And even though I want to be I want to be that, I want to have a career so badly. If I don't have kids, like I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
You're completely right. Let me just tell you something right now. Like you said, you're going to be a cat mom.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to be. I'm saying there's women like that.
Is that what you want?
On the right path.
And not only that, women turn to lesbians.
Is that what you want? Genuinely, I'm not trying to be aggressive.
No,
do you want to be a cat mom rapper?
No.
And you talk about your contribution to society. It's dropping a rap song, having an Instagram like where your tits are out, and then having some cats. Is that what you want to leave?
Is that what you think women do?
I haven't seen your Instagram.
Outside of motherhood, that's probably that's the only value you see in a woman. The only thing that
I'm asking you.
No, but I'm saying the only value that a woman has in your eyes is motherhood. So every woman that you get with, every woman you get with, as long as she has kids, she's valuable.
I'm not talking about women I get with.
No, but is that what you're trying to say then?
The highest contribution to society a woman has is mothering.
So what's the highest contribution that a man has? In your opinion?
Invent, build, and maintain society.
Can I just challenge you quickly? Didn't you say that there would be none of this without women?
Pause for a sidebar. But if someone else was to say, take that, whatever that is you got on the top of your head that makes you look like Chicken Joe from Surf's Up, and we can see that it's not natural. It's very obviously not natural. But if a man was to say that is extremely unattractive, that is not what I want in a wife or a mother for my child, because then what happens when my daughter grows up and she wants to wear red hair today and then blue hair tomorrow and then yellow hair on Thursdays? No, not gonna happen. But if we were to say, I only would like even Denelva, Miss Feminist, got it right. She got the waves, the curls going. No, bro, but a man's wrong to say that. They don't think about it like this, yo. They're stuck on just the feminine, but then they want to claim queen, divine feminine. No, divine feminine understands the masculine, and you don't understand the masculine talking about being a cat mom rapper. Whatever this is, bro. NPC garbage. Avoid. Red flag 32.
Having children. You said that in the beginning.
I agree. But what I'm trying to say is I don't like the fact that there's a lot of men who have this mentality towards women. I don't see your value as a woman outside of let me marry you, let me breed you like a fucking cow, and then like you're gonna stay there. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and all your.
What? Imagine if I was to say what I had just said on this podcast, and she comes back with, "Okay, we'll just breed women like cows." Proving my point simultaneously that they cannot understand both sides. No, it's going to be her way or she's going to die on her hill alone with cats rapping. Cat mom rapper is crazy, yo. It's crazy. Red flag 46.
Your whole purpose in your whole existence is to do nothing but have my kid. That is crazy, bro.
But why is that? But why is that? Wait, why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing.
That's what my look at. That's what my grandma did. She had 9 kids and now she has over 50 grandkids.
And I feel like you're making it seem more terrible than what it actually is.
You compared motherhood to being a cow. You just compared motherhood to being bred like a cow.
No, she's comparing like the attitude that.
I heard what she said. Why are you trying to fix what she said?
Because you're misinterpreting what she said. I heard something different. She's not saying that. She's saying the attitude that people have to say that women should just be mothers and your motherhood is the most important thing.
And she belittled it.
No, wait. Yeah. What she's trying to really say is that attitude that you say that's what women are for, what they are about, makes it look like we're just like what do you call it?
Cows.
Like cattle. Like
what do you call the dog girl?
Bitch.
Like cattle. Watch, same women that'll call you a cow for wanting to have a man's children. We are Homo sapiens. You were put on the planet to reproduce. Same women that'll call themselves a queen, boss lady, divine feminist goddess, divine feminine goddess. Can't tell you what this is behind me. Can't tell you what an onk is. Can't spell it. Can't tell you what it stands for. But it'll claim, stop playing, bro. We do the most, and we wonder why we're in the position that we're in because we do the most. With no reward, we do the most.
Is that what you call it?
Female dog,
breeding?
bitch.
When you talk
no one
about
said that word.
But
I see you starting to realize this. You're the Jesus lover over here. Hold on. You're starting to realize the mindset that a lot of these women have. They're comparing motherhood to being bred like a cow.
I feel like it's just very backwards because I feel like with you, and I'm not trying to attack you, but I just feel like you're trying to make it seem more dark than what it actually is.
Women are happier in the West or in other countries. The rate of women on what? Antidepressants. Because you would agree, depressed women take drugs, right? To not be depressed. Right?
Okay.
So if the women in the West are on antidepressants higher, that means our results are not good. If we're more obese than other countries, our results are not good. So
yeah, we're more successful.
Not in terms of happiness. You're basing success monetarily. Success is about enjoyment of life. It's not about rapping and making.
Wait, I thought y'all weren't paid equally.
What?
I thought you weren't paid equally.
That's not what she said.
Are you financially successful?
Success is not about how much money you're making.
Because financial independence is important. For example, I'll give you
the average woman makes like $25,000 a year.
No, financial independence.
So they're not that successful.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
That's poverty.
Okay, compared to the countries,
where they probably would have a better lifestyle because they live off of their family's income, off of their husbands.
White Jesus.
You know, sister, can I say something? Yeah, it's important for women to have financial stability because you can't always rely on men to be there to give you things. Because it's not just because men are trashy, men are not reliable. Everybody dies. Which means that you as a woman need to also be able to count on a way to stabilize yourself, because if you do have children, you also need to be able to provide for the children should things go wrong, for example. So that's why it's a...
So we didn't want to talk about actual human biology. We didn't want to talk about the fact that we're Homo sapiens, the fact that we've been here for how many thousands of years, and we inherently, our main job is to reproduce. We call that breeding cattle. But watch her agree to everything she says when it comes to her biology, when it comes to her circumstances. Watch her agree and shake her head to everything.
And things like financial independence and having a career can be important for a woman. And I know this because I speak about my mom from experience. If she didn't go to work and she was a housewife, if she didn't go to work, we would have been suffering. We should have had to go jump in bed with somebody else to provide for her, which she didn't do. So she went to work. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing for women to go and work and have a career.
I don't think what we're trying to say that women working is a bad thing. What we're trying to say is women putting work over family is a bad thing, because if you go back to what Pearl said, the results have been bad. They've been horrible.
Also, as well, a lot of work is not really what it's cracked up to be. I mean, it seems like women have worked really, really hard and fought really hard to be able to go and work in cubicles for 8 hours a day, which is pretty shit. Let's face it. Most people aren't going to become Cardi B. Most people aren't going to become like a world famous rapper or a super influencer, right? Most jobs are not very good. So why is this importance put onto that when actually most people are trying to get out of work because it's out of normal jobs because they're so terrible?
It's because feminism made these women think that being a mother is a bad thing, that they're oppressed, that they compare it to cows, to being bred. They don't see any value in being a mother. They compare themselves to men all the time. They want to go fix cars like we do. They want to go rap like we do.
Why is it men
they want to make money.
Fix cars only?
See, and why is it men that rap only?
All right, because women aren't as good at it.
No, Pearl is hilarious. Yo, but look at that. Feminism has literally demonized everything that traditional women just used to do. They just used to do it. Because what? It comes naturally. Who's naturally better with the kids? The mother. Who's naturally better at upkeeping the home? The mother. Who's naturally better at getting the house together for, dinner, organizing plans, getting the kids up for school? Who's naturally better at these things? And feminism has turned all this into some bad thing, to you being lazy, to you not wanting to uplift yourself and be a boss queen in your one life that you have to live as the feminine fine queen. Yeah, garbage. All garbage, man.
Well, if I get stuck in the middle of nowhere and I don't have my phone, good thing I can change my tire.
Wait. Look at the top. Look at Denalva. Wait, the top 10 rappers of all time, are they men or women?
There's a woman and there's a woman in there.
Are the majority? Stop. Come on. Are the majority men or women?
Men, definitely men.
Okay, so women aren't as good at it.
Well,
that doesn't mean that they're not as good at it.
That's exactly what that means.
No, that doesn't mean that. They are.
That's exactly what that means.
It's modeling.
Why
the modeling
men,
industry.
Exactly. Why aren't men?
Who dominates the modeling industry? And men or women?
Why does Giselle make more than Tom Brady?
Exactly. Clearly because they're better at it. Women are better at makeup. Men are better at other things. We need to stop acting like we can do the same things.
It's not.
Reality,
because
we can't.
women are
Sometimes there's exceptions. Sometimes there's an exceptions. I know there's a male YouTuber who can probably do more better makeup than me. But if we're talking on a general senses,
because women
let's be real. Let's be realistic.
Because women please the visuals. Because
you just argue to argue.
We're good at that.
You just talk.
We're good at that.
It's true.
But we also need to.
She asked why. I said because. But I'm not arguing. I'm agreeing.
But
just like your voice.
Yeah, but the same way we can admit women are better at this and women are better at visuals, and so why are we so afraid to admit that men are better than other things than we are?
Exactly. Not stupid, sir.
No, but then
I'm not calling you stupid, but just because you're speaking loud, it doesn't mean that you're making a good point.
I can't hear myself too well, so obviously I have to project my voice.
Listen a little bit, because you're not making a good point just because you're speaking up.
Okay, why did I not make a good point?
You're not having any stance. You say you're not a feminist, but you're saying that women should be scientists too. We can rap the same, but also I'm not.
Because I'm not feminist. I just think people have skills.
You've been talking the most out of anyone on this panel, and you have no specific point of view.
My point of view is simply to say that you guys just want to argue about black and white when there's great points in the middle. The same way that sometimes the rule applies where men are better at something than women, and sometimes it doesn't. That's why
Denalva, you've been on too many shows.
Oh, here.
To not know that we are talking about in general. Like I told you this so many times.
And I've been on too many shows to know that I sit here to tell my point, so that I can then take the content and put it on my page the right way for my brand.
You can say your point, but that doesn't mean you're right.
No, but this looks better. And
so there you go. It's not about, and for everybody watching, it's not about making a clear point. It's just, this is her time. She's on camera. You like talking.
It's about empowerment. It's about calling bullshit on black and white.
You like hearing your own voice.
I love my voice, and I like looking at myself.
This is narcissism. You have no point of view. You're just here to talk.
I just agree with you because you're saying things like as if I should be.
I want to hear from you because I don't think we have all show.
See, I'm just here getting heated a little bit. I just feel like everything, so feminism, it's just women demonizing everything that women are good at. So being able to give birth, reproduction is beautiful. It is a beautiful thing. Why are we demonizing it? Why are we relating ourselves to cows?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Who said that? Who was it that said that?
A rapper right
here. Negative mindset.
And I hate to bring religion into it, but as a Christian, I can only speak on what I know in the Bible. Like, the main focus for women is to reproduce. So for you to try and make it seem like it's a bad thing is literally ludicrous to me.
We're on this planet.
And I'm not saying that I'm here to just become a mother, to just give kids, but we are saying he said the most important thing is motherhood, and you guys are trying to take away from the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is that the most important thing for a woman is to be a mother. You can want a career, you can want to be rich, mental health, all of that. That's all nice and fun, but the main factor of life is the most important thing is being a mother. And you guys are just trying to argue with the sake of arguing, because what you guys are saying, you're just both contradicting yourself and you're both bumping heads, which makes zero sense.
What is more meaningful ultimately in life terms? Is it having a child? Is it having a family? Is it having those connections with other human beings? You know, this brief period we've got on this planet, or is it going and working in a cubicle for 8 hours?
What's the most important thing for men then? If for women is giving birth, what is for you guys?
Creation.
Okay, that's a good one.
In every way, I say creating everything, inventing, building, maintaining society, creating children, and then protecting and providing for that family, including a very good mother and wife.
Do you feel like men have been doing a good job at that lately?
No, I don't. But I also think that it's in a lot of ways, since the women control the sex and the men control the relationships, the abundance of sex and the promiscuity and the agenda that we're currently going through, I think it's making both sides.
Bars. Women control who gets laid, and men control who gets a relationship or married. So stop sleeping with bums. You'll probably stop having bummy results. There's nothing wrong with average. Most of us are average. So find you a good average man. It's not settling because you are also average. I know you think that you're a boss woman, feminist queen that's a 10 out of 10, but that's not realistic for most people. Most people are average. Most men can admit, I'm average. So maybe you should just admit, look in the mirror. Like the great Kevin Samuels used to say, fresh out the shower, look in the mirror, what would you rank yourself? And say, you know what? Maybe I am average. Maybe I should start acting as if I'm average. Maybe I should carry myself as such. And life might just get easier for you. Stop calling it settling. It's what you deserve. For most people, you get what you deserve, huh? That's kind of how this life works. You get what you deserve. If you work for more, you usually get more.
That's very sad.
It's actually quite simple.
It doesn't have to be a gray area. That's what you're saying to dismiss the argument. The point is, like, men have a specific role and women have a specific role. That's a black and white that I think we should agree on.
A podcast that
definitely.
And we can also agree that men and women are equal, just in completely different roles.
100%.
Right? That's all. The world doesn't go without mothers, particularly mothers. They're going to be the foundational base of every human that comes into this world, not just after the fact, but while she's holding the baby, how she treats her body while that baby's there, the words that are coming out of her mouth when that baby can hear you while she's in there. Everything about that situation and the atmosphere that the mother creates is going to have a lot to do with the mental health of that child, boy or girl.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most important job in the world. And then at some point, when it's a little boy, I am very big on handing that little boy off to the father. And the father gets to take care of that family. He gets to be a man. He gets to be the hero for that situation. That's what's broken about everything we're talking about. But there's also the man you pick. You know, women, a lot of their success in life is picking the right horse. Hate to say. You better pick a good one. You know,
but people get shot sometimes. They get run over.
What do you know?
People get shot. I doubt that I'm going to get shot in life. I'm not going to be in that situation. No, I'm just saying in general, to pick a man that's not going to get fucking shot. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not about him going off the war. He shouldn't have been in the damn neighborhood.
Okay.
Right? He shouldn't have been doing the shit he was doing. He shouldn't have been fucking with the people he's fucking with.
Yes.
So a woman, one of the most important things she can do in her life is pick the right partner.
Of course.
You know, you have to choose
that risk.
Yeah, and look, and you have a lot of risk in that, especially nowadays, because you get to that 1% man, you pick him, and now you're dealing with promiscuity and all those other things, right? And that's a whole different subject. But what I'm saying is if a woman can find a man that is strong and she can look up to and she can trust, and there's a real relationship there, she has no problem getting inside of her frame and then inside of his frame. And then all of a sudden there's not a thought about, you know, whether or not, you know, there's feminism in the house. It's more like, I trust this man fully, and guess what makes him motivated more than anything in the world to take care of them is that trust that she puts in him.
Yeah,
because he takes it seriously and he becomes a hero in life, and he wants nothing more than to create a life for that woman and those kids that would have been 1/10 of what it would have been if he would not have come into that life. And that's what motivates men. It truly, truly is. And if you have a good woman that can accept that and accept you being the leader, you will kill for her.
Yeah.
And so that woman will have nothing to worry about because he'll do his duty as a man. And a real man would take care of his family, protect, provide. And a woman that supports him is nothing. I promise you, the happiest women in the world.
Yeah.
Can I ask,
go on.
Sorry, is it okay if I can ask them a question? Would you guys want your wives, I don't know if you guys are married, but would you guys want your wives to work?
Ideally, no.
Fuck no. No.
Why not?
Well, listen.
Because why? I'd rather them raise the kids.
You know why?
Like, well, why? I'm going to provide.
In an idealistic world, why would I want her to work if she could work for me? Like cattle. Like cattle. Like cattle. No, not like cattle. Like, let her be a stay-at-home mom and take care of my house and take care of my children and be the beautiful queen. You see what I'm saying? Because when there's actual divine feminine energy, it's different. It's different. Then it's not about her being cattle. It's about her doing what she wants to do, what she inherently, naturally, biologically wants to do. Say what you want about it. No one wants to work. No one wants to do slave labor. Men do it because, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather do it than have you do it. I'd rather you just take care of the kids at home. It's that simple. We make it so difficult. It's literally that simple. Our great grandparents really just had this shit down. It was very simple.
I'm going to be the one bringing the bread home. I don't want her to
see what you
can do. I don't want to have to work out of necessity.
That's a lot of pressure to put on men that aren't able to earn salaries where they can feel
pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah, and that's not. Hey, look, that's Darwinism.
Yeah,
that's the best thing for the species.
That was wrong.
You just didn't say anything at all.
Do you know
you have no point of view on anything.
Because I'm trying to fish out the information from you. My point of view is very simple. I don't have to agree with you.
You're trying to fish out the information? So is this an interrogation or a conversation?
No, it's a podcast. It's fun. But what I do is
exactly the way you keep looking at the TV and talking here. You're here for the entertainment value, but you're not really here to get anywhere with the combo.
Let me tell you. Do you know why? I'm a teacher, yeah. And what I do is when people say certain things, I say things to make you understand. To make you understand that what you're saying doesn't quite make a lot of sense. Go deeper than that. Because when you go deeper, your arguments actually don't stand. You do act like girls are stupid. You've tried to catch me out a million times. Yeah. I already know. It's funny.
Said,
but he's on the opposing side of the argument to you, though.
You're never going to know about the female nature.
You can't. I'm opposite things that don't make sense.
Can I make a point? You can't look stupid if you don't say something stupid.
I don't say anything.
Can I say something? I don't think he's making women look stupid. I think he's making you look stupid.
No,
because
you contradicted yourself.
I don't think
that's how he feels. That's how he feels. But he says that he's, in order to be successful, he studied the female nature. So females, again, in my opinion, from how you've worded it, I feel like you are viewing women as, you know, like, I don't want to say beneath. That's why I'm using misogyny. Like, because you have this mentality, like, and it's stuck there, and that's what misogynistic men. That's how they view women. That's how they view the world. And yeah,
can you define misogyny?
No, but hold on. Whereas in your mind, you might feel like that's going to get you far because it's a man's world. In my opinion, I don't think it is. Okay. I don't think it's a man's world.
Can you define misogyny for me?
I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry.
You're throwing out this word. You don't even know what it means.
No, I don't need to explain anything to you.
It's not an explanation. It's a definition.
Well, I don't need to define anything to you. I said what I said, and I said you're vibrating that misogyny.
It's not what it means to me. There's a clear definition.
Because obviously, maybe we've got the wrong definition.
Misogyny is hatred of women.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then yeah.
Oh, now you know what it means.
Yeah. I've been knowing what it means, and I feel like you have some of that embedded in you, like maybe subconsciously, but seriously, you have a bit of it, babe. That Because I said so.
I just want to.
Because of the points that you've made.
Just for fun. Out of all the women here, who thinks Sneako is misogynistic? Raise your hand.
I think he's like embedded too. He's like on the spectrum.
Okay. All right, so.
For the majority of us here, we're not. Yeah. Obviously, only one person put their hand up.
Funny how the two feminists raise their hand.
Well, she's not feminist. She's not feminist.
You just make no sense.
She doesn't stand for
I don't make sense because I don't label myself as A or B. I just am what I know. Different experiences require.
You just said you don't label yourself as A or B, but you said you're not a feminist.
Yeah, so I'm not a feminist.
You've contradicted yourself this whole.
How? Because I don't label myself as a feminist. I just say what makes sense.
No, it's because you talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Because what?
You make circles and you talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Of course, I talk out of both sides.
I feel like the whole like I'm not feminist.
Are you proud of that? Is that like you happy about that?
That means that is fun, makes it exciting.
Well, she's just here for the content.
I'm here for the content.
Here to argue.
I'm here to make you understand that what you say and the way you so forcefully say that this is what it is. No, it's not.
Well, then you have a point of view.
He's got wounded masculine energy.
But if he was to say it softly, he will be sassy.
No,
I can feel it still.
Yes, Grace, I agree.
But if he was to say it softly, he will be soft and he'll be sassy.
Listen, what?
What do you guys want?
I don't want anything.
Because if he was to say it softly and less firmly, you guys would call him soft and sassy.
No. I already told him he's sweet. I already had a conversation with him.
So am I misogynist or am I sweet?
Your problem is, and when you put yourself with the camera, the reason why this is going on is because you come with an attitude. No, but I feel it and I agree with her, and I'm not actually being with her.
Did you feel the vibrations as well?
No, personally, from how you
raised your hand,
from how you speak, right, and from how the words you choose to say and how you say it.
So do you think I'm misogynist? Yes or no?
I think you have ideology.
Yes, or can you have a point of view on anything?
You've got that ideology a little bit.
I don't think you have a hatred towards women. I think you're just stating the facts in modern day society. It's not necessarily like
you need a
particular view, but it's actually what is going on in today's world.
I think feminists hate women.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
She was shitting on motherhood more than I ever did. I said that was the highest form of a woman's life is to raise kids, and she compared it to cows. Like that's more misogynistic than anything I could have said. Imagine if I said that. Having kids. Oh, you want to have kids? You're a cow. You're just gonna breed kids? Ugh.
You know what's crazy?
That's hating women.
You know what's crazy? The reaction channels will pull that clip and then say that you said it.
It's not that you should or shouldn't. It's just ideally no. If you're with the right man, then you wouldn't have to work. If you want to, you can. But I would rather that you raise the kids.
Yeah, who's gonna be watching the kids when you're at work?
Some babysitter.
That's very true.
And so then you have a stranger influencing your kid more than you are.
And you have to look at it as a place of trust and love. He picked you. He trusts you and picked you over every woman in the world, put his children in you, and instilled that trust in you to take care of them while he's away, making sure the family's taken care of. Is there a more important duty?
It's just a warning sign. I'm not trying to be misogynistic, but I'm telling you, like, having cats and rapping is not where you're going to find your higher purpose, and it's not going to give you the satisfaction in life that you could find if you submitted to a man. And submitting doesn't have to be suppressing. It's not misogynistic to submit to your husband. That's a woman's happiest state, is submitting to a man that she loves.
You wouldn't know you're not a woman.
He's 100% right. You know what I believe? If more women would take that role, there'd be less women on antidepressants.
But there are a lot of women here who are willing to take that role. So what is your point? There are a lot of women who share this mentality.
You're not different than them.
No, I am.
The one.
I've made that clear. I'm not going to lie.
You're not like other women?
No, I'm not. I don't want what other women or traditional women or women are.
I like that. I like
that what every woman wants. I have a different dream. I have a different purpose. And
so your dreams
that's
have
just
cats
how I
and to be a rapper?
No, did I say that?
I'm asking, what's your dream?
No, I'm sorry that I don't dream to.
What is your dream? What's your aim in life?
That's none
What's
of
your
your
end
business.
goal?
What I'm on is what I'm on. I'm not. I'm a rapper. That's as far as it goes, and you know.
Okay, let's say you became the world's biggest rapper.
Yeah.
And you took that to the extreme. Is that more impactful on the world at 65 than having 5 kids?
So
because when you're gone, who cares? Your career's gone. What do you have to show for it in the world?
My music. Go stream it, love it, like or a little, you know.
Never heard it. I'm sorry.
That's better than a child.
No one said that, but I'm just saying.
For you it is. You're not saying anything.
What I'm saying is back to what this guy said. I just don't like the I keep saying it because I can see it, like the way.
So you skip the dream part. I'm misogynistic.
Vibrations of misogyny.
No, you're not. You are misogynistic, but you're not going to admit it. That's the thing. Like you don't
think I hate women?
You don't think, but yes, I do.
You hate some of the women that you probably met.
Okay.
You seem
actually,
like the type
I figured
of
it
guy
out.
that's met a lot of
I figured
bad
it out.
girls.
I don't hate women at all. You said that you're not like other women. I don't like that. I don't like women who think that they're different, who want to be men, who want to be rappers, who don't want to be. I have no problem with women. I have a problem with women that can't define misogyny, but call me misogynistic, that prefer rapping over having children.
I literally asked you.
I wouldn't even consider that
right
womanhood.
now. I literally asked you. What did I just ask you? I said, what do you hate women? And you said, oh, I don't hate women, but I hate women that think. So yeah, technically,
I wouldn't even really consider that a woman. I don't really find you very feminine.
You're not, and that's okay. I don't find you masculine. So the feeling is mutual. My point, but you have the mentality of these social media men, like the men on social media who have so much to say, internet warriors, like they've got so much to say about what a woman should do, how a woman should dress, how a woman should look. You're not feminine. Like, there are women that are not feminine women. Like, this is the real world.
Yeah, and
that's how it is.
Yeah, and they die alone.
And
they don't get picked.
Women outlive men anyways, and why would you want to get
It's not a competition.
I'm not saying it is, but statistically, women outlive men. So what's your point?
My point is that it's not misogyny.
So you do have a lot of people subconsciously like you have misogynistic views. Yes,
no, it's not any.
You do. For free, and that's coming from a woman.
Okay, you're not very womanly.
Yeah, but the majority of the women in the room said he wasn't misogynist.
And the majority of the women in this room come from religious backgrounds, etc., etc. So they have a certain mentality.
I didn't come from a religious background. My mum's Catholic, but she never pushed it upon us when we was growing up. I grew up pretty much with no religion. I've been to church maybe twice in my life.
Try to win the
I
argument.
wouldn't say I grew up with a religious background.
And why a lot of people watch this show and the importance of these podcasts is that there's a frustration that men have dealing with Western women because they're extremely masculine. They're combative. They think that they're equal. They don't make a lot of sense. They talk out of their mouth. They're always on social media. And then when you travel outside of the West and you see women who are actually feminine, I just spent 3 weeks in Japan, and it is a breath of fresh air to see women who are naturally in that state, who act like women, who don't prioritize rapping over being mothers. People who are happy that there's a binary, that there's men and women. There's none of this confusion. There's none of this back and forth. There's not this competition. That's what the frustration is that this is not natural. The way that you're acting, your career path and your dreams, your unwillingness to define misogyny, your worldview is frustrating to deal with. It's not hatred. I'm trying to explain that and why men, and probably why it's going to be difficult for you to settle down with a husband because you don't want to submit to a man. And that's how we're going to be happiest. That's why there's the rise in depression. That's why there's a rise in suicide and antidepressants and all this. This is the root of the problem, is feminism. It's not, it has nothing to do with hatred. It has nothing to do with me hating you. I honestly don't care about you. I probably wouldn't talk to you if this wasn't on a podcast. I'm trying to explain a feeling that a lot of people are gravitating to and why red pill is blowing up so much, because it's tapping into this feeling that a lot of people realize now, and they don't really know why, but this is what it is. And my point is that it's not really what you naturally want. You've been programmed by social media. You've been programmed. I guarantee you listen to Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B. You follow a lot of celebrities on Instagram, and I guarantee you have a lot of provocative pictures on Instagram. This is what happens when you follow that path and when you think that being a mother is comparable to being a cow. It's not what you naturally want.
So do you still feel like, being a rapper is what's going to give you genuine happiness if the biggest rapper in the world is willing to give that up?
She got cash.
And they sell you a lie. They go on a song and say, I don't cook, I don't clean. And then they really want to. Or Beyonce will make a song, all the single ladies, and she's married. So
and stayed with a guy that cheated.
And they're instilling this brainwashing because it sounds good, because it makes you feel empowered. It gives you dopamine in the moment, but it's not really what gives you long-term serotonin, actual happiness, actual higher purpose. It's a drug. It's like smoking a cigarette.
Can you cook? Can you hunt?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah? Can you fight?
Of course.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but he does
like you do fighting. So you're good. You're still a hard man.
She checked him up and down and said, so you're good, bro. They look at how they...
There's a lot of men. There's a lot of men that can't do that. I'll ask them, can you hunt? They're like, can you fight?
And we tell them to. And this is the reason that Justin Walker...
I'll ask...
It's a drug. It's like smoking a cigarette.
Can you cook? Can you hunt?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you have to. Can you fight?
Of course.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but he does
like you do
fighting.
So you're good.
instilling this brainwashing because it sounds good, because it makes you feel empowered. It gives you dopamine in the moment, but it's not really what gives you long-term serotonin, actual happiness, actual higher purpose. It's a drug. It's like smoking a cigarette.
Can you cook? Can you hunt?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Can you fight?
Of course.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but he
does
does
like you do fighting.
This
So you're good. You're still a hard man deep down. Even though you started your career online looking for trouble, you're still a man.
No,
However,
I didn't start.
There's a lot of men. There's a lot of men that can't do that. I'll ask them, "Can you hunt?" They're like,
and we tell them to. And this is the reason that Justin Waller is so successful and why people like need this online is because men can't live in this. I don't believe in. I'm not going to say you need to improve or else you're going to fall behind.
Yeah.
Women can believe in this delusional. They can just believe in nothing. They can say I'm going to be a rapper with cats when I'm 65, and then people won't check you. And if I do check you, I'm misogynistic.
Yeah.
When you uplift men and you tell them the truth, it's like, yo, thank you for telling me that. I need to improve. Women don't want to hear it. They want to stay in this cycle of nothing.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, because obviously you're not sitting here with guys that are not like you, then you can't sit here and obviously say, yeah, the women are also acting a bit more masculine.
I do. I have my friends from back in the day, from back in New York. A lot of them are still in the same spot that they were in college. And I tell them, man, like, you got to step your game up.
That's good. So
I'll talk to them the same way. So it sounds aggressive, but that people need to hear that, or because no one talks to them like that.
Okay, so that's nice, because you saying that and you being able to own up to that brings more balance to your argument. Because the problem is when we sit in these conversations, we're usually saying women.
Well, the difference is the men to get on this podcast. Here's the difference. You can just be a girl and be on this podcast. We don't really care what you've done. To be a man on this podcast, you've had to have done something.
Yeah.
They're not just you think they're gonna go to a club and like recruit guys to be here?
Yeah.
You wouldn't sit here. These guys are accomplished in their field. That's why we get to sit down with average women.
I need you to answer the question. Do you want to be married? Yes or no?
I want to have a partnership. Marriage is not really
okay. So you don't care about being married on paper. No, you want a relationship.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Do you want kids? Yes or no?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, how many kids?
In the world of today, I think it's safer to have 2.
2 kids. Okay, and you're 30.
Yes.
So when do you want to be in a relationship, and when do you want to have the kids?
Since it's just been about like a year since I've rebuilt my life, I'd say maybe like I'll probably pick my husband in about 6 months.
Okay, so in the next 6 months, you're gonna find a husband. Do you have some prospects?
Yeah, quite
I need you to answer the question.
So wait, I'm just giving the
31, 32, 33, 34,
no,
35.
Maybe like it depends on how the relationship
is going. 31, 32, 33.
It's not about age, about how many.
Well, it is about age.
You know.
No, essentially, I'm not going to say I want to have a kid by 31.
I mean, you're running out of eggs. I ain't gonna lie.
No, well, I do. And actually, just being 30 doesn't mean you don't have eggs.
You're losing them.
Geriatric pregnancy starts at 35.
That's fine. I got 5 years. A lot.
Okay. So what age?
To look for
what age do you want to have your first kid?
I would like to have my first kid when me and my husband have established that we are ready to
You just said you don't want to be married.
Well, I'm
okay.
Talking out of both sides of the mouth once again.
Force of habit. Once me and my partner, my hubby, which not on paper but in life.
So we heard some good stuff today, family, but we also know that feminism has destroyed society, and we are soon doomed. Yeah. Send the asteroid whenever. I don't know. Whatever's going to happen. It doesn't really matter. We're all fucked anyway, as you just saw. We're fucked. So have a good day. Thank you. Drop a like, drop a share. Please subscribe to the channel. Let your family know about this. Probably don't listen to it at work. Don't listen to it at school. But take a black pill or a gold pill. I don't know. Just get off the blue pill smoothies and pancakes. It's terrible for your health. More reactions coming soon. It's your boy Chinzer Yudi, aka the one. Ya ma uda. Peace to the goddesses, gods.